In the late 13th century, on the edge of a collapsing world, a small frontier tribe emerged from the shadows of history. Few could have imagined that this modest group would go on to build one of the longest-lasting empires the world has ever known. This is the story of the Ottoman Empire, its rise, its golden age, and its eventual fall. By the late 1200s, the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum was weakening, crushed between Mongol invasions and internal conflict. In this power vacuum, several small Turkish principalities called beyliks emerged in Anatolia. One of these was led by a warrior named Osman I. Around 1299, Osman declared independence, marking the birth of what would later be called the Ottoman Empire, named after him, Osmanli in Turkish. What set the Ottomans apart was their location, right on the border of the Byzantine Empire. This allowed them to expand westward while uniting warriors under the banner of Gaza, or religious frontier warfare. Osman's successors, especially Orhan and Murad I, transformed the Ottomans from raiders into rulers. They introduced structured governance, taxation, and a professional army. One revolutionary institution was the Janissary Corps, elite infantry soldiers trained from a young age, loyal directly to the Sultan. In 1453, a 21-year-old sultan named Mehmed II, later known as Mehmed the Conqueror, achieved what centuries of armies had failed to do. After a 53-day siege, Constantinople fell to the Ottomans. This event marked the end of the Byzantine Empire, the Ottomans' transformation into a global power, and a symbolic end to the Middle Ages. Mehmed made Constantinople, renamed Istanbul, the empire's capital. Rather than destroy the city, he rebuilt it as a center of trade, learning, and religious coexistence. The Ottoman Empire reached its height during the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, 1520 to 1566. Under Suleiman, the empire stretched across southeastern Europe, the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of the Caucasus. The Ottomans controlled major trade routes between East and West. The navy dominated the Mediterranean Sea. But Suleiman was not just a conqueror, he was a lawgiver. Ottoman society thrived under a sophisticated system, religious tolerance through the millet system, a strong legal framework blending Islamic law and imperial law, cultural brilliance in architecture, poetry, science, and medicine. Monuments like the Süleymaniye Mosque still stand as symbols of this golden age. For centuries, the Ottoman Empire was one of the most powerful and stable states in the world. After Suleiman's death, the empire did not collapse overnight, but cracks began to appear. Several factors contributed to gradual decline. 1. Military stagnation. While Europe embraced new weapons and tactics, the Ottoman military relied too long on outdated systems. The once elite Janissaries resisted reform and innovation. 2. Economic shifts. Global trade routes shifted toward the Atlantic, reducing the empire's control over East-West commerce. Inflation and corruption weakened the economy. 3. Weak leadership. A series of less capable sultans, court politics, and palace intrigue reduced central authority. And 4. Rising European powers. Empires like Austria, Russia, and later Britain and France advanced rapidly through industrialization and modern governance. By the 1800s, the Ottoman Empire was often referred to as the sick man of Europe. Nationalist movements erupted. Greeks gained independence in 1830, Balkan territories followed in later decades. Although reforms like the Tanzimat 1839 to 1876 aimed to modernize the state, they came too late and faced internal resistance. The empire was now surviving more through diplomacy than strength. During World War I, the Ottomans sided with the Central Powers, a decision that proved fatal. After defeat, the empire was occupied. Territories were divided by European powers. The Sultanate lost legitimacy. In 1922, the Ottoman Sultanate was abolished. 1 year later, in 1923, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk founded the Republic of Turkey, officially ending over 600 years of Ottoman rule. The Ottoman Empire rose from a small frontier state to rule vast lands across 3 continents. It shaped politics, culture, architecture, and history, not just in the Muslim world, but globally. Its fall was not the result of a single event, but centuries of change, resistance to reform, and a rapidly evolving world. Yet its legacy lives on, in cities, traditions, and the modern nations that once formed its heart. Empires rise, empires fall, but history remembers those that changed the world, and the Ottomans were one of them.